Hi, this is Mariah Gullo from The Hollywood Reporter, and I'm here with Derek Waters.
Howdy.
And this is Meet Your Emmy Nominee.
Oh, wow. Thank you for having me. I'm an Emmy nominee.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, Derek, you're nominated for Outstanding Director in a Variety sketch series. As well as 4 other nominations.
Pretty crazy.
That's awesome. So how did you find out?
The morning it was announced, my carbon monoxide alarm was going off, and I didn't even know I had a carbon monoxide alarm. But have you ever heard those things? They're real loud.
Yeah, no, you don't know what it is.
Yeah, I didn't know what
the fire alarm.
What it was, how to get rid of it, and then like my phone just kept going off while I was trying to make sure I wasn't dying of carbon monoxide. And then, I got a text from my friend that said 4. And I was like, 4 what? I don't know. But, it's all surreal. Just getting to do this show is already surreal. But then getting people to go like, oh, I see what you guys are doing. Because, I've just been very lucky with having a premise of a show, secretly being a history show, and being able to tell these stories that truly feel like more people need to know about.
Yeah.
And making it funny.
Yeah, making it funny, and I assume you basically have like a large swath of Hollywood wanting to work with you because of how much fun the show is.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I wouldn't say a swath, but that's a cool word. There's a good amount of people that I really love that somehow want to do it, and it's really fun. And it's when you get to like lip sync a drunk person's voice, it's a very strange way of acting. It's like silent film, and your lips are part of your body, if that makes sense. When you're
doing that, when you're broadcasting or playing the drunk person's voice, is it at a loud volume?
It's very loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's on a loop, and it makes the crew go crazy. But luckily, they laugh, because if they didn't, you realize you shouldn't be doing this. But it's very loud, and it's played over and over and over again. Yeah.
Oh yes. And do you guys have a lot of problems with breaking on set, or is that kind of
no? I don't hire anyone that's like funny, so everyone's just real serious, and no one really. No smiling is my only rule.
Right. Yeah. Just take it serious.
Yeah.
No irony.
But people do take it really seriously. But it's really fun. Like the one that we submitted for the Emmys. Hamilton, like having somebody like Dave Grohl, who has done music videos, and knows how to do this so well. It's just, it's so cool, the type of people that we've been able to get to do this thing.
Yeah. Do you have any go-to guys for like certain eras? If like you're doing something that takes place in the 20s, are you like, I need Joe Latruglio on this?
I don't know. I feel like, there's, Jack McBrayer's like the go-to, like, how are we going to make people like this person? All right, we'll have Jack McBrayer play him, there's certain types of people that, like huge monologues. Alia Shawkat is the best at it.
Oh, yeah.
Her and Aubrey Plaza. And that was sort of the whole reason of casting them, was like they're my 2 favorite actors that just so happen to be women. Why can't they play Hamilton and Burr?
I was going to say that. I was going to say, like, how did you make that decision to cast Hamilton and Burr? Like, obviously, when you came up with the Hamilton episode, you knew that this was going to be huge. It was going to be kind of a big cultural kind of episode, like, because of the moment that Hamilton is having in Lin-Manuel. So when did you decide to go with your 2 female leads?
Well, having Lin-Manuel Miranda be the narrator, like to reiterate the pressure of just like, okay, well, I don't want to just be copying what he did, but what's something that he did that's inspiring of, mixing races, like why not mix sexes? And so just having, like I said, 2 of my favorite people who just so happen to be 2 amazing actors. Bokeem Woodbine playing George Washington, Tony Hale as James Madison, and just, keeping it fun, but also being able to like say something that like, this is a story, and let's make it told differently than it's ever been told before.
Yeah. How was it to go to Washington Heights and film with Lin-Manuel?
It was really cool. We filmed in his parents' house, which was really cool. It was like we were little kids, like downstairs in the basement doing something we weren't supposed to be doing while his parents were upstairs. But it was cool just to see, where he started and where like his roots are and like how he became who he is.
Yeah.
He's very inspiring.
That's excellent. So, who was your favorite drunk this season and why?
Oh my gosh, this season or the season?
The Emmy nominated season.
The Emmy nominated season. Oh man, I'm not good with favorites. I'm really not. I don't.
Any memorable ones? Any that come to mind?
I mean, there's a girl named Crystal West, and one of the episodes that's nominated for editing is called Bar Fights, and we did about the Stonewall riots. And so being able to tell a story like that and on a comedy network and it being told true, Crystal's so great. And we had transgender actress Alexandra Gray.
And Trace Lizette.
Exactly, yeah. And just so good. And it's just like, Crystal's my favorite just because she doesn't hold back. And those are my favorite type of people just in general. Drunk or sober, just speak your mind. It's all surreal being able to tell these stories that somehow are being played on a comedy network.
Yeah, I assume that every once in a while you have some unusable footage. Does that happen often, or is it just...
Well, each story lasts on TV for about 5 minutes, and we shoot for about 6 to 8 hours. So multiply that by a lot, and it's a lot, but it's all fun. That's the part where it's a job,
Right.
But the unusable stuff is always still fun, and I've learned a lot. Some about alcohol, but mostly about history.
What did you learn about alcohol?
It's you shouldn't drink to excess. You shouldn't, and a camera mixed with alcohol brings out a lot of people. People don't hold back, and that's really the goal of the show. Is not like, oh, they got so drunk. It's more like, oh wow, they got so drunk that they broke the barrier of feeling insecure, and they just were honest and told this story in a really funny, unique way.
Yeah. Was it an unexpected moment to see how somebody changes once they've drank? Like, a lot of these people are your friends. Maybe you've seen them in off hours, but every once in a while, do you just get like a kind of a shock to your system about how somebody behaves after they've had some in them?
Well, most of the people I've known for a while, so I've seen them, but there's been a couple times where the show Drunk History becomes the television show Cops, but get out of my house. I love you. You hate me. I love you. Yeah, there's only a couple of those, but they keep you awake. They keep you on your toes.
Yeah. It's been said before that The Daily Show is how a lot of people get their news. Do you think a lot of people get their history now from Drunk History?
I know I do. I don't know. I would be arrogant if I said yes, but I think it's a place where you can if you wanted to, that a lot of people say, that's so funny how you made up that story. Like, no, we have researchers and they're all 100% true, just not the dialogue, but the events are all true, and that's the secret goal, that it's secretly a history show.
Yeah, is it fun to kind of try to find like the stories that maybe haven't been played over and over again? It's the most fun. Yeah, that's what makes me want to keep doing it again. It's like there's so many more stories that like, why weren't we taught this in school, whether it be race, sex, or just the time that it happened. Things were just pushed under the rug, and I just feel like, oh man. Yeah, there's something. Is there anything you've ever had to avoid, like because you don't want to go down that road?
I avoid. There's a fine line between like sad and comedy,
Right.
and where like if something still is going on, I don't feel like it's worth telling a story about that. It's good to. That there's something to learn from it. If it's just like, oh yeah, that's a story that just is really depressing, I'm not gonna want to do that. Yeah. Depressing stories mixed with alcohol, that's not gonna. That'll be cut. Yeah.
Is there anything that I don't want to ruin your next season, but is there anything that a story that you really want to tell that you're kind of?
I mean, I love them all. Based on like in Hamilton, Questlove FaceTimes Lin-Manuel, and through that, then we reenacted Aaron Burr having to FaceTime Questlove during a duel, and so I got to meet him, and he told me how much he wanted to be a narrator. So this coming season, he'll be narrating the history of hip hop, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I was wondering how recent you would go.
Yeah. I think that one's pretty recent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know the most recent, but I'd say that one's pretty close. And then we'll have a Christmas episode airing in the holidays, and then the rest of the season will air sometime later. But yeah, I'm excited. More history.
Have you ever had to turn anybody away because you just didn't think that they would be a good drunk? Or
Yes, many times.
Yeah.
Well,
I assume that maybe a lot of famous people might come up to you at parties and go, "Hey, I want to do one of those."
and I say, no, don't do that. Be a reenactor.
Yeah.
Don't do that to yourself. But no, it's not even like, if someone has a problem, no, I don't allow that. It's just someone that will make you want to be like, oh, I don't care what this story is. I want to hang out with this person. Like, that's really the main thing. And like, you just got to be likable. Mm-hmm. So it's not like I've ever told someone like, no, I'm sorry, you're just not likable. Right. But yeah, I pick and choose who I think is best to tell that specific story to,
Right.
But yes, I've turned down.
Yeah. And you've had some pretty serious actors on there too, like Liev Schreiber comes to mind.
Yeah, very serious. Yeah. So good. And I think, besides Hamilton, all the other episodes just shoot one day. Mm-hmm. So I think it's fun for actors to just be like, oh, I just one day get to do something I've never done before. And we have the best crew. And I know everybody always says that, but like sincerely, like the best people that are just happy to be there, you know? And I like to only work with good people who just happen to be good at their job. That's it. And no jerks, please.
Yeah, well.
No talented jerks.
There are no jerks in history, right?
No, yeah, none. No jerks. Everyone's been so sweet.
Yeah. So do you, just for people who don't know, you have a process for when you start filming. Mm-hmm. Do you have a breathalyzer test?
The breathalyzer test is more for me to know where they're at, like to make sure they're okay. So, but they don't start drinking until I get there, and so we can share. Because that's one thing I learned about alcohol. This is a good history and alcohol lesson. Is now I've never looked this up, but I know from experience that alcohol and adrenaline, like fight, and adrenaline will beat alcohol. And then all of a sudden, alcohol will come back and take it down. So think about like the first concert you went to when you went to see Soundgarden. You were so excited, and you're pounding beers, being like, "Oh, it's gonna be great." You're not really feeling it because you're so excited, and then all of a sudden, they kick out Spoon Man, and you're on the floor, man. No, but that used to happen a lot when we first started, where people were like, "I don't even feel drunk," and they just kept drinking. And so, we do the story about 8 or 10 times. So. Different levels of drunk.
What was your favorite moment of history in the past season? Besides Hamilton, we'll take Hamilton off since that's your
favorite moment. Man, that's a tough question. We did an episode called Disco Demolition. It was in an episode called Shit Shows. Forgive my language. And Bob Odenkirk narrated that story of the Disco Demolition. And that's a really cool story. So that's like the 70s where everyone hated disco and rioted a baseball field. Those are my type of stories.
That's fantastic.
But I'm not good at picking favorites.
Yeah.
I like stories that make me go, why weren't we taught that? That was it. So whenever those things happen, but I'm not going to like the 1400s. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, okay. Do you have like a lot of people who are like history buffs come up and want to talk to you about?
Yeah, it's nice. I take it as a compliment.
People who are like, I'm the great-great-grandfather of Robert E. Lee, or
Oh,
grandson.
no, I haven't, not that, more like, you got to get me drunk. I know everything about the history of the guy who started braces. Why would I need to learn that? Or whatever it is. Yeah, but it's a compliment. But it's really hard to tell a story in general, and let alone like being drunk. So I find comedians are best at it because they know, besides being funny, they know how to tell a beginning, middle, and end to a story.
Right.
And it's when we first started, we would shoot people on the road, and it was very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell a story and make it feel important and still be funny.
One of my favorites of all time is Jen Kirkman.
She is the best, yes.
Amazing.
I love her. She doesn't drink anymore, and that's great. But I definitely miss getting yelled at by her. Yeah. Yeah, she's been doing it since the beginning. And the very first story we ever did was Alexander Hamilton 10 years ago, so it's neat that this
That's
has
pretty
come
cool.
back. Yeah, that when we were just making it in our friend's backyard. It's now nominated for an Emmy.
Amazing.
Crazy.
Do you think you're ever going to do any kind of extravagant locations? Like, I know that you probably...
Go to, like, Switzerland or...
Yeah.
Yes, I would like that if I had the choice. But right now it'll be here.
How about a drunk history movie? Do you think that could be?
It's hard. I like that question, but it's hard to do it because think about how long it takes to get annoyed with a drunk person. Usually 5 minutes. Usually 5 minutes.
Right.
Like, oh, that's cool. Moving on. But to be with them for an hour and a half, it might get old.
I see.
But maybe there'll be something. Drunk history musical. I don't know.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so I have just 4 last questions before I let you go.
Okay.
First, best, last, worst. First acting job that made you think, I've made it.
Spin City, I played Bungie, not to brag, and I got Charlie Sheen high in the story.
Excellent.
Yeah, that was when I made it.
Awesome. Best story you have from On Location for Drunk History?
Maybe just to keep it in Hamilton, when we were shooting in Hamilton, I wanted to surprise Lin-Manuel who Hamilton was going to play, or who was going to be playing Hamilton, and so he FaceTimed me and we showed him Allie, and it was the day after the Tony, so he was like so excited, and it was just so cool to, get his approval, because,
That's awesome.
It's a big deal that he did this.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of time, that guy.
No.
Not a lot of time.
No.
Last time a fan interaction made you smile or cringe?
I guess the only thing is, like, I get it, but a lot of times if people see me, like, let me buy you a shot, like, it's like, oh, nice to meet you too. Like, I'm fine. Yeah. But yeah, I don't have any funny fan stories. No. And I don't cringe. Unless someone says something that is inappropriate. I just say thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
I assume a lot of maybe frat guys might enjoy the show a lot, or maybe the guys who are asking you to have a shot with them.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. But that is also a secret. I didn't go to college, so maybe that's why I hate those type of people. But my goal is that they'll be watching the show, like, yeah, they're so fucked up. Yeah, that guy's so drunk. Oh, wait, I just learned something.
Yeah, right.
That's what I hope, that like a hacky sack just drops while they're watching. But yeah, I don't judge anyone that likes the show. I like them.
Sure, of course. Worst audition experience?
It was an audition for a show. I don't remember its name, but it was an improvised show, and they put me with a guy I don't know. And okay, you guys are 2 brothers, and you're sitting on a beach, and one of you just found out that the other one's having sex with your wife or something like that. And they're like, okay, you ready? Yeah. And the guy I'm doing the scene with goes, hey, man, just so you know, I'm going to steal the scene. And I was like, oh, cool. And he's like, no, man, you should try to steal the scene, too. That's how you make a good scene. And I was like, all right, man, cool. Yeah. So that's not really that great of a story, but I just remember that was one of my first times meeting a douchebag. Yeah, I was on the sitcom a long time ago called Married to the Kellys that no one ever watched unless you were related to me. And but one time I was at Target right after I got canceled, and this guy's like, "Man, you were on my favorite show. Why'd they cancel that?" I was like, "I don't know. It's a family show. It's hard to get shows to stay on there." He's like, "Man, what was the name of it?" I was like, "Married to." He's like, "Yeah, Married with Children. What's up, Bud Bundy?" Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of a fan.
Yeah.
You made me smile and cringe.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Derek, thank you so much for
Thank you.
like creating a show that was just fun for you and your friends and making it enjoyable for everyone.
Well, thank you very much.
Much appreciated, and we'll see you on Emmy's night.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Bye.